Okay, you have some kind of monster or villain in most horror films. Okay, and usually that villain turns out, or the creature, whatever it is, turns out to be something in a lot of them that you don't expect. For instance, Anthony Perkins in Psycho, when you first meet him, doesn't seem like such a strange person, right? And then he turns into his mother. So, okay, so that's another thing. You have another thing at conventions in horror films is you have those kind of creepy sound effects, that create that kind of jump for you. Remember we talked about how you do this in most horror films, where someone stands at a door and you think, don't open the door, right? And then you take a deep breath, the person opens the door, there's nothing there, right? And everybody heaves this sigh of relief, and then you turn around and what happens? Yeah, they're behind you. That kind of thing, right? And usually when you turn around and that person is confronted with whatever it is, there's that sound effect that just makes you jump, right? And in Psycho, a lot of that sound effect is the screaming violins in that when Norman Bates appears. Okay? So, conventions of the horror film. Think about how those conventions fit or don't fit with Psycho. Okay? How Alfred Hitchcock used them and maybe change them a little bit. Okay, that's one of the things that you should think about. Another thing that you should think about, we talked about the MacGuffin a lot, right? What's the MacGuffin?
Money.
Well, it is. In Psycho, it's the money, right? Yeah. But there's other MacGuffins that we talked about, right? Because in Pulp Fiction, there was a MacGuffin too, right? It was what? It was a briefcase. So what is it in general? What is the MacGuffin?
Something that holds the story together.
It's something that gets the plot moving, right? That's of interest to the characters themselves, but really has nothing to do with the film itself, right? Because does it really matter what's inside that briefcase in Pulp Fiction? No, not really. What really matters is that everybody wants that briefcase, right? And does it really matter that Marion Crane has $20,000? Isn't it 20,000? Is it 40,000? Okay, maybe it's a little bit more. But yeah, does it matter that she has $40,000? What happens to that $40,000? Halfway through the movie, it's down in the bottom of the swamp with Marion Crane's body, right? It doesn't really matter. What's important about that money is that it gets Marion Crane out of Phoenix and to the Bates Motel, where the movie really begins, right? So that's the plot device. This is something that Alfred Hitchcock coined the term for and used in almost every single one of his films. And filmmakers still use MacGuffins like that as Quentin Tarantino. Okay, so okay, let's talk about Roger and Me a little bit. What were some of the criticisms that we talked about of Roger and Me that some people had with that film? Yes.
He messed with the chronological order.
Right. He doesn't do a chronological timeline, right? He moves back and forth in time. And a lot of people, really influential critics, have had a really difficult time with that. Really the one that had the biggest issue with that was Colleen Hale from the New York Times. She really hated the fact that he messed up the timeline. And a lot of people with documentaries think that you should stick to like the chronological timeline, not tell things out of sequence. What was the reason behind Michael Moore doing that out of sequence timeline? What was he trying to accomplish? Right. That's one of the most famous parts, right? Right at the end where he does those two juxtaposing of the eviction of the woman from her house with Roger Smith's Christmases, the employees, right? And those two things did not happen on the same day. Okay, but Michael Moore intercuts them so that it appears that those two events happen almost simultaneously, right? Which is kind of impossible when you think about it, because Michael Moore was filming the eviction, and Michael Moore was at the Roger Smith thing, so how could that happen? But anyway, and why does he do that? Why does he put things out of sequence and juxtapose things like that? Okay. There's an emotional effect, right? That's what he's going for more than anything else. It's putting these two scenes together, seeing this guy in the suit talking about how Christmas is a loving time, a time of charity and everything like that, and then you see this woman and her children being kicked out of their house. So he's going for an emotional effect, and that's his justification for doing things out of sequence like that, right? He's not going for a strict chronological film. He's trying to create an emotional impact to get you as a viewer to respond to his film. Okay, so that's one of the issues that people had with Roger and me. Was there any other kind of issues with Roger and me? We talked about objectivity versus subjectivity, right? And how most people think, documentarians should be objective, right? Is Michael more objective than Roger and me? Does he have a point of view? What's his point of view? That Roger Smith basically is the Antichrist, right? He thinks that he's not a big fan of Roger Smith and what he's done with him. And that film was all designed to basically put Roger Smith in a pretty bad light. He does a pretty decent job. Right? And that's one of the other criticisms of Roger and me as a documentary film. It's very one-sided, right? So, okay. So think about the issues surrounding Roger and me. Let's see. Let's talk about Toy Story and Snow White. Okay? Because we talked about both of those films, even though we only watched Toy Story. But what do Snow White and Toy Story have in common? What's significant about it? Okay, yes, they were both firsts. All right. What was Snow White the first? Right. It was the first animated feature film. Okay. Everybody thought Disney was crazy when he said, "I'm going to do a full-length animated feature film," because before that, cartoons were something that you saw before the main feature, right? You go and you see Steamboat Willie, it's all cute and everything, and then you can sit there and watch Citizen Kane or something like that, although I don't know if they care those two. But that's the idea, right? And then Disney said, no, we have to do something different if we're going to be economically, and artistically, if we're going to grow at all, we're going to have to do something different. So he decided to make this full-length animated feature. Everybody thought he was crazy, and of course he wasn't crazy. He was a very shrewd businessman and made one of the greatest animated films ever, right? And the first animated feature. Now, what about Toy Story? What was it? Pardon me? Yeah, it's the first Pixar film. It's the first computer-generated feature-length animated film. There were already computer-generated cartoons, but again, it was sort of like Disney at the beginning. The computer shorts, the computer cartoon shorts, they were winning little awards for animated short features, but there was not at that point a full-length animated film using just computer-generated animation. Toy Story was the first. Everybody thought they were crazy putting that film together, right? Nobody thought that it was going to go anywhere because they had been doing what Disney did with Snow White for so long, which is hand drawing all the films. They've been doing that for over 80 years. With some advancements in technology, but not huge advancements in technology. Pretty much with all hand work. And then here comes Toy Story, Pixar, and suddenly everything becomes computer generated, right? When's the last time we saw a hand-drawn animated film? What? The Princess and the Frog. I think that was the last one that I can remember that really did well. But for the most part, even the ones that are out this Christmas that my daughter's going to drag me to on Friday, Guardians of the Guardians. It's about Santa Claus and everything. I haven't looked at it very much. But anyway, but that's what? Rise of the Guardians. That's it. Yes. But that is a computer-generated film, right? And if you look at the films that have won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature Film in the last 5 years, I think only one of them is a handwriting film around computers. So, okay. So in some ways, what you have with Snow White and Toy Story are experimental films, right? These were experiments for the people that made them. And of course, the experimental film pretty much became the standard after it was done, right? Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about Brokeback Mountain. We talked a lot about the context of Brokeback Mountain, right? So hopefully we don't have to go over that in great detail. It came out in 2005. What was going on in 2005? Or don't I have to go over that? Okay, we're getting right past the AIDS epidemic, right? Where it's not like making headlines all the time now, right? AIDS has become something that it's no longer the quote unquote gay cancer, right? It's something that people understand, and therefore it's brought more understanding about gay issues and issues about homosexuality, right? Okay, so we're past that point, right? In 2005, what else is happening in 2005? Who's president? Okay, we got George W. Bush president, so we got a conservative president, right? What about, we talked about the military. What's in the military that's still in force? Don't ask, don't tell is still in force in the military, right? So, in some ways, we've got a skewed country where we have people who are more accepting of gay issues and in the country, but we also have conservative presidents running the country. We have in the military, we still have this policy of don't ask, don't tell. It's all right to be gay, just don't tell me about it. All right, and we get that in Brokeback Mountain, don't we? Right? And these two guys are struggling with their feelings for each other through the whole film, right? And they have to hide who they are. So in some ways, the film is sort of like a don't ask, don't tell movie, right? So, and what about the different symbols in Brokeback Mountain that we talked about? What are the symbols?
The shirt.
Okay, we got the shirts in Brokeback Mountain. What are the two shirts? What do they represent, or what are they first? Whose are they? Okay, one is Jack's, and the other is
Bells.
yes, okay, that was right. And of course, when did they wear those two shirts? Okay, when they're coming off Brokeback Mountain the first time after spending the summer up there, right? Pretty much. They get into this fight, and one of them clobbers the other one, and then the other one clobbers the other one back, right? And they bleed. And then.
Did you know that your teacher is one of the greatest American poets?
Oh, please.
Did you know? Oh, he's fantastic. Thank you, Marty.
See you later.
That's a good one.
Don't ask, don't tell. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we've got these two shirts, right? And they still have blood on it. Who's the one who keeps those shirts through almost the whole movie? Jack. Where does he keep them?
Goes inside the closet and stuff.
Isn't that interesting? What an interesting place to keep those two shirts. I wonder if that has meaning. And then, what does Ennis do when he gets those two shirts? He hangs them in his closet on the door, right? So it's still hidden, right? He's not talking about it. He's not admitting it. Jack had him in his closet. Ennis has him in his closet at the end of the film. So the symbolism of those shirts is pretty significant, isn't it? Yeah. What other things are symbolic in that film? Is that the only symbolic thing in the film? What's the film called? So, what would be a symbol in the movie?
They break their backs.
Yeah, Brokeback Mountain, if it's called Brokeback Mountain, obviously Brokeback Mountain is pretty significant. What does Brokeback Mountain represent to the character? It's a home away from home, but more significantly, it's a place where they can be who they want to be without worrying about any repercussions, right, from anybody. What? It's their secret escape. It's the place where they can be themselves the most, without having to worry about whether their wives are going to find out, or, well, your employer does find out about it at one point. But for the most part, it's a safe place, right? Brokeback Mountain, it's this place, really, that represents the love that they have for each other more than anything else, right? And the fact that it's called Brokeback, Ang Lee, at one point, I saw an interview with her, I just like the feel of that in my mouth, Brokeback. And it's not a very pleasant sounding name, Brokeback.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, obviously, the mountain is very significant in the film as well. Anything else that you just picked up? Okay. All right. Let's see. And then one of the last things that we talked about this semester, implicit versus explicit meanings, right? What's an explicit meaning? You're going to see an explicit meaning at the end of It's a Wonderful Life. They talk about silent film. How do silent films give explicit meanings? Yeah, they'll give you like little cards. You know, they'll show you a scene, and then they'll say they woke up the next morning in each other's arms in love, or something like that, and you see them together, and suddenly you realize, oh, they're in love now. You know, that kind of thing. The explicit meaning is right there, right? But whereas implicit meanings are what? They're implied. There's something that you have to figure out for yourself. So, you know, you have to decide what the meaning of Brokeback Mountain is. It's showing versus telling. Exactly. It's what you learn in EN 111, right? Show, don't tell, right? And most people will say that for filmmakers, it's much more. You're a better filmmaker if you have implicit versus explicit meaning. Okay. And most of the filmmakers that we've watched are pretty subtle filmmakers. Probably the one we're watching right now, It's a Wonderful Life, even though he's recognized as one of the greatest filmmakers American filmmakers, Frank Capra. He can be a little heavy-handed at times. Okay? And you'll see that at the end of the film when we watch it.
It's pretty crazy.
So that's what I want you to think about. We talked about explicit meaning versus implicit meaning in Manning Hall as well. We just finished that. I'm not going to go over that. Have that fresh in your memory. Okay. I'll hand out your take-home portion at the end of class today. Things to keep in mind: the take-home portion is due at the beginning of class on Thursday. Okay? It cannot be handwritten. I will accept no handwritten copies. If you try to hand me a handwritten copy, you will fail. Okay? I won't read it. You have to type it. You have to print it. Use those little things that give you when you register for classes.
No, we ate them. This was like a month ago. This is the beginning of the year.
All right. And let's see. Bring your laptop to class on Thursday. We'll do the classroom evaluations. Did everybody get an
Routing
email
through
from me?
a bunch of
Good. If you didn't
different
get an email from me,
relays.
you should talk to
They
me.
show you
Because you should
a
have gotten one.
bunch of different relays. Like,
Okay.
I'm sending
So we will do
information
that
and
on
sending
Thursday.
information to
The
like 5
in-class
different
portion of
computers.
of the exam
Like,
won't
I
take
can
you that
go
long. So we're gonna do the evaluations on
what
Thursday,
is
and then
my
we're going to,
address.
and then I'll let you
Type in
take
what is my IP address in your computer, and it'll come right
second
up
part of
that
the
you're in
exam, and then
Michigan.
you'll be done. Okay. Just a reminder, if you are planning to show up to get your final exam from me, and to find out your final grade,
When will that be?
IP address.
I'm glad that.
Sorry.
Is it Wednesday? Cause I know I got one at noon and one at
Yeah.
like,
Where is
at
it?
3 or something.
No idea. This is my
Like
IP address.
this?
That's where I'm coming from.
Okay, I'm looking at these.
Real option. What? Yeah, dude, look at this. So what you're saying is
Okay, let's see.
buy all this.
Ours,
Sandbags.
we're in section
Yeah,
6.
dude.
So,
Anything.
ours is from
Acid.
12 to 1:50 in this room on
How do
December
you
12th. Okay,
You
you don't have to show
have
up
to
for that,
download
as I
this
told you, I
browser,
will be here probably
and
drinking
it lets you
eggnog and
do
watching
this.
Christmas,
Go through it.
waiting for people
So they
not to
can't
show
trace
up.
anything.
Alright?
And so you can go
But if you do
to
show up, I will have your final exams ready, you
Vidalia
can pick that up,
website,
and I will have your final
Pretty sure
grades
it is.
calculated, you can find out what
Yeah,
that is,
see,
then you
yeah,
can
it's
take
like,
your marks and whatnot. Okay.
Vidalia.
So, I think that's all I need to tell you. Just bring your laptops, make sure that you bring the take-home
Yeah,
portion
October
of
there.
your exam on Thursday. Because I will not accept electronic submissions after the fact, they have to be hard
Tor
copy.
browser bundle.
What time on Wednesday again?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Microsoft Windows.
It's 12, yeah, noon on Wednesday, yes.
And when you
The
go to
extra
buy stuff,
credits, yeah, okay, that's
you,
the one thing
use
that I
this
wanted to
program
say,
again,
if you wanna,
Bitcoin, and you have to
submit
go
to me
in
electronically, if
and
you wanna
send a
do,
money order, MoneyGram to yourself. You have to like go to Walmart,
yeah,
and give them money, and then it sends them a MoneyGram to this.
okay, you're one day or
Then
And I have
you
another
send,
opportunity,
then you use this
if you
program
want, for extra
to
credit.
encrypt
If you're that
certain code, so
Okay.
the
This
seller
one is,
can access the money.
tonight, actually,
They can only access
and it's
whatever
from
you
6 to
buy, you know.
9:20. However,
And so
you
it's all
do not have to
encrypted
stay for the
and
entire thing if you
completely
don't
safe.
want to. It's a
And you can
spoken
go.
word
I
poetry
wouldn't
and open
buy
mic.
weed just 'cause
Okay,
it can smell
it's
the package, you know.
they've been teaching a class.
Can I look
spoken
through that
word
on
poetry
yours?
Here
It went
at,
really slow, but
on campus, and so this is sort of their final,
and then you
final,
know it's all legit because there's
presentation. They're
reviews.
all presenting some
See, this is
spoken
their
word
code.
poetry. So
And
we've
so if
got
you're gonna
some,
send them money, that's the
graduate
encryption code.
students
And then you have your own
doing
encryption code too.
their, spoken
But
word poetry. But
it's
anyway,
all peer reviewed.
so
You
tonight,
know, so you can
from
like
6
make
to
sure that they're
9:20,
legit. These are all other people like me. Best as always, amazing seller. 5 out of 5. But then they have a rating scale somewhere. See, he's 99 out of 100. I would buy from him. But there's another one. There's another site.
Okay. So,
$10,000 you can have on the
so
staff meeting.
anyway, you don't have to stay for the full
You buy the
3
C4
hours, 20
grenade.
minutes. Show up
I'm not
for an
joking.
hour if you want, if you really like it, stay longer, I don't care.
It's like the sister
But
website to
then,
this show. That's my,
then,
or the sister's
write me a
website.
one-page
Here's my
response
meeting
paper. This is at the Woodland Park
But,
Apartments.
yeah.
This is one of
Not
the
on this
apartment
one.
complexes
These
on
are all the different
campus.
categories.
It's the what? Okay, it's the newer 3-story one across from the right place, I know where the right place is.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Lots of acid.
So,
Shrooms.
1900 Norwood, the
I like
Woodland
those.
Apartments from
They
6
have
to 9:20
so
tonight.
much.
And we got a good lineup of poets, I know.
Here's
here's
about
Okay.
4 days. You can
So,
click on
if you wanna
domestic
do
only,
that and get
and
that
then
to me,
it's
you
safer
can
to do
have
domestic
20
only.
credits for that.
So it ships only in the US, you know, so
Okay.
you guys have to go through customs
So,
to
have I
different
covered all your
countries, you know.
questions about what's up
Yeah,
for you?
here's Ask Me. And this is called, these are Bitcoins, or what they're called, and that's the
Well,
currency.
we talked about implicit
And,
and explicit meanings for Annie Hall.
click on
If you've got that in your notes, that's probably what you're gonna need
It
for,
varies, but it's
take home.
about $9 for 1 Bitcoin right now.
And how do I, well,
Okay, let me just say a few things about what you're gonna see in, It's a Wonderful Life, the last part of it. Okay, so we
going on
got George Bailey on the bridge, he's just about to commit
Show me
suicide.
that.
A lovely point in a
Did
Christmas
it download?
movie.
I don't know.
And if you have never noticed in most Christmas movies, most Christmas movies are pretty dark, the more famous ones. When you think about Ebenezer Scrooge, I mean, and most of that film,
2CV.
pretty much that whole film is a journey towards Scrooge kneeling at his grave at the
DMT.
end, okay?
Get DMT.
And even with It's a Wonderful Life, this movie is all about a man who becomes so desperate that he is going to commit
See, I
suicide.
don't have any money in my
Alright?
account right now.
There's other, what, you think
I
about
know what
other
the fuck this
Christmas
is.
films that have been made that are fairly famous,
See, it's all reviewed. It's like,
Miracle on
it's
34th
legit.
Street, okay?
Took a week with the
How many people know
holidays,
Miracle on 34th Street?
and
You
you
good.
know, they all
Okay,
vacuum
so
seal
what
it,
you
leave
have
it
in
all.
Miracle on 34th Street is you
Don't
have a woman, single
Oh.
mother, who
How do they
you
do
know,
that?
is
Why doesn't
pretty
the government just know
embittered
that?
against romance, against any kind
What
of
are they gonna do?
fantasy life
You
or
know, it's
anything
not
like
really
that. It's
worth
all
the
about
time.
this
They
is
could,
bottom line,
government,
everything like
they
that.
could
She's raising
set
this
up
little
an
girl
account,
to
start
have
buying
no
stuff,
kinds
and then
of
try to
dreams
figure out
or
where the package came from.
ideals at all,
You know,
right?
but it's only like,
Like that,
you know,
right?
they have bigger fish
And
to fry. You know,
then
the
what we
cartel in
have
Mexico.
is Santa Claus
So,
put on trial
are they gonna go
for
after someone
insanity.
after half a gram
Okay?
of meth?
In fact, Santa Claus attacks a man with a cane in that movie. Alright? So again, you got this darkness, and I think
Really,
this is a theory of mine, and nobody can copy this. I haven't heard of movies on it. But I think that most Christmas films like this, they have to go to a point like that, and then bring you back from it. Alright? So we've reached this point in It's a Wonderful Life, where George Boyce Gailey is so desperate he's thinking about jumping off the bridge and
So
trying.
but it is competitive pricing.
One of the things that
they are good
Frank
prices.
Capra has
That's
said
better stuff
about his
than on
films
the
is
street.
that they're about his artistic ideas, they're about the little man, right? It's about the little person being able to
Actually,
rise
this is
above
better price than I've
and
ever
be
seen.
better than what he was, okay? In fact,
You just
let
have to
me
look
read
around.
you something.
Is it really $10
Because
or what?
It's a
No,
Wonderful
it's
Life seemed like a
$100.
controversial
But
movie.
a Bitcoin is about $9.
Does it?
And so this is 10 Bitcoins.
Does it
So
seem
it's
like
like
it? No, it
$90
doesn't.
and
Let me
change.
read you something
And then there's shipping too.
that's
Shipping's
from a
only like
file
$5 usually.
from the FBI in 1947. Okay? Yes, the FBI in 1947. Now, if you think about 1947, this is before Senator Joseph McCarthy. How many people know who he is? Good. Okay. This is before Senator Joseph McCarthy and the House Un-American Activities Committee and everything like that. But this is from an FBI memo that was written in May 26, 1947. Now, it's redacted, which means that portions of it have been taken out. But here is what they said. With regard to the picture, It's a Wonderful Life, and I'm going to say redacted when something is removed. With regards to the picture, It's a Wonderful Life, redacted, stated, in substance, that the film represented rather obvious attempts to discredit bankers by casting Lionel Barrymore as a Scrooge type, so that he would be the most hated man in the picture. This, according to these sources, is a common trick used by communists. In addition, redacted, whoever this person is, stated that, in his opinion, this picture deliberately maligned the upper class, attempting to show the people who had money were mean and despicable characters. So, it does sound contemporary, doesn't it? Yeah, because, and this is what you have, this is context for this film. We are just reaching that point with the House Un-American Activities. Joseph McCarthy is going to be coming along fairly soon, where everybody is looking for communists in the country, right? And then you have this little picture. Think about that scene in The Office when everybody is, you know, it's October 29th, 1929, crash of the stock market, and George is trying to convince people not to sell out to Potter, right? Right? And he's trying to tell people, if you do this, none of you are ever going to have a decent home. You know, you're just going to live in the slums that Potter, the capitalist pig who owns the bank now, is going to do. All right. So there's the controversy that surrounds It's a Wonderful Life. When you think about it, it's got a very socialist undertone. What Frank Capra is saying. Okay. So it's kind of interesting what Capra never think of himself as a socialist, never. Frank Capra was very old-fashioned in his ideas. You know, he was a very patriotic man, served during the war as a soldier and everything like that. But here you have people who are watching this movie
videos
and saying, hey, this might have been
walkthroughs
made
to
by
all of this.
Okay? Alright, so we're gonna watch the ending now of this movie.
I don't have it with me, but yeah.
I can check.
I have it. Yeah.
Okay.
I got that one. If I fucking bazooka, you used to be able to.
Dude, that'd be insane.
Imagine if you bought a fucking bazooka.
You get a bazooka shipped to your house. Oh my god.
Is that ridiculous?
That'd be insane.
Dude, M4, assault carbine. That'd be dope.
What would people say? This kid has a bazooka at his house.
Body armor.
That'd be cool. Did we leave during this movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
we were on
Yeah, we did.
Hey. Hey guys. Did we notice us leaving? Like, last class?
No, he was